Well, hi everyone, welcome back. Trying something a little bit different today. We'll see how I like it in here. I think the lighting might be a touch better than in the craft room, but it doesn't have the distractions of being downstairs, where Lexi likes to look out the windows and bark when anything interesting is going on outside, which is why the other week I was stuck up in the craft room. Sorry, I'm super disjointed today. This is gonna be a long rambly one. I know I have told everyone before I work nights. Well, this week I am attending a virtual conference, and so I had to be online at 9 o'clock this morning, which meant I had to be up at like 8. Fortunately, only 8, but that I had to brew a pot of tea and I had to let Lexi out and get her settled and everything before I could get online. And so I'm really tired right now because it's 8 o'clock at night and I've been up all day, and I don't know. I've been working nights for a year, so it's hard to remember what it feels like to get up at a reasonable hour, and I don't like. So I'm really tired, and I'm probably going to be even more rambly than usual tonight, which doesn't bode well. In theory, this could be 10 minutes or less if I just said what I had to say and showed you what I had to show you, but this is me we're talking about. So anyway, I made progress, but I didn't make a lot of progress on a lot of different things. Like I said, magical stitches this week, the prompts were just 3. There were 3 prompts, so I only worked on 3 things, but on each of them I made a decent amount of progress, and I took it easy on myself this weekend and didn't put too much pressure on myself, so I didn't get as much stitching done as I normally would on a weekend. But let me show you what I did get done. The first one that I got done was I got some more progress on Grimm's fairy tales. I decided, I think I'd showed you last week, I had moved up to Hansel and Gretel, so I've got another 400 stitches in on that, and I'll get it up there so you can see. So I've got Hansel and Gretel outlined, got the witch outlined, and I've got the very start of the gingerbread house. So slowly but surely making progress on this one. This is my oldest whip, so for magical stitches, anytime I have to take the penalty, this is the one I'll be working on, which is perfectly fine because it's time for it to be done. And then the next 3 are part of my my special week that I started telling you about last time. As I'm recording this, it's Monday night, so Valentine's Day was yesterday, and I talked about how and why Valentine's is not a very good thing for me, and I decided this week that I was going to work on projects that reminded me of my mom, and coincidentally 2 of them happened to fit in magical stitches too, so that was perfect. So the first one, of course, I worked on Defying, well, not of course, because I told you guys last week it was going to be all beaches and flamingos. I worked on Defying Gravity. And here that is. So I've got all the way across the top now, and I'm just starting to work my way down. So I have the outline of the second page done. And the reason that this reminds me of my mom is shortly after I separated from my ex, I had tickets to go see Wicked downtown, and invited my mom to come and use my extra ticket and see my new tiny little apartment. And so she came down and we shopped for stuff to outfit the apartment, and we went to see Wicked, and my friend came over and we watched the 50th anniversary special of Doctor Who that weekend, and we had a great time. And then the next time I went to see Wicked was after she had passed, and it was on Mother's Day, and one of my really good friends sat and watched me cry at intermission when I realized that it was Mother's Day. Holy cow, this is a down one. I swear I'm not sad. I'm okay. But I kind of felt compelled to tell you that story. So anyway, so there's Defying Gravity, making progress on it. Minor life update. I'm just going to sprinkle the life update throughout everything this time, so if you're not into that, sorry. I didn't get the promotion, but that's kind of awesome. I would have been happy either way. I would have been happy with the more responsibility and the more money, but honestly, I really like where I'm at. I like my job. I like the way it is. I'm not really stressed about it most of the time. I really like my boss. And that's what I was working on this for, is for my boss. She's been my boss since I started at this job 11 years ago. And so I thought, I picked this out for her a while ago because we both are Wicked fans and talk about it occasionally. And so I thought I'd like to have it done sooner rather than later, after the promotion information came out, if I got the promotion, or there was also a chance that I would have been reassigned to another group because they're going to be rearranging the groups, and so I may have ended up with a new supervisor. So I thought this would be a nice parting gift. But I didn't get the promotion, and it turns out I'm probably going to stay with her. So at least that's the rumor I'm hearing. So I can kind of back off the throttle on this one a little bit. My goal now is to finish it for Christmas. So for Christmas, keep me on track, because we know I get distracted by shiny, and there's a lot left to go. But it's not quite so urgent. The next project I worked on, I showed you last week because it was a Magical Stitches prompt last week as well, and that's High Tides and Good Vibes. And like I said, my mom loved everything beach and luau and just a really chill vibe, and life's too short not to have an umbrella drink in your hand. And so I thought this fit it all perfectly with, the saying, high tides and good vibes, and then the flamingos and the beach. And it just reminds me a lot of her. So I continued to work on this one. And last week, if you'll remember, all I had done was pretty much just a little bit of the sand, because that was the Magical Stitches prompt, was to work on sand. So here is where I am this week. I got some work in on the camper. Got the door done. Starting to get an outline of a tire. I'm a little concerned because that blue that is the door, and I'm hoping you can see it. That blue is also a lot of the blue of the water, and you can see it's very, very close to the blue of the fabric. And the other blues of the water are shades of that. So I'm really nervous that's not going to show up very well. But it's too late to turn back now, so we'll just see how it goes. And this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. I think I mentioned last week it's 16 count. April Showers from Be Stitch Me. And I love it. It was my second ever fabric of the month, I think. And the last one I worked on, I'm not too thrilled with. I'm probably not going to work on it too much more this week, but you never know. I'm not thrilled with it because I have to stitch in hand because it's very little. And it's really stiff fabric and it's awkward and, but anyway, it's a dimensions kit. Welcome to group therapy, and it's got my mother's favorite margarita right over here in the corner. So yeah, we'll see. It's in the list. But one of the problems is that the letters are very, like, you can see this is the P, the T, and the H. The U, the P, the T, and the H. That's literally all of the stitching. Everything else is backstitch, and it's just really frustrating to just do those little bits of stitching and then have to tie it off and go somewhere else. Because the rest of it's backstitching, and the rest of it's single-stranded backstitch, so I can't even just backstitch with what I've already got in the needle. So I'm not loving it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll pull it out later. I don't know. Uh-oh. Are we having a visit? Well, no, not from there. If you're gonna jump up, come over here. She may or may not come up. I don't know. The other thing that I worked on this week is I finally found my knitting. Yeah? Okay, here we go. Say hi to Lexi. Come on over here. There's her face. Oh, looked at the camera even. All right. Here's your hug. All right. We're done. You're not even looking here. We're done. Okay. Come on. Good girl. You're gonna take a nap there? Good girl. I found the tally sheet for my knitting finally. So I got to work on it. Back to work on my ugly sock. Oh no. And I just dropped a ton of stitches off the end of the needle. Well, I guess not a ton, I guess 2. Okay. That's fine. So here is my sock made from the ugly dye experiment failure. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure I didn't actually drop a stitch, and it doesn't look like I did. But I can't tell which one's the end anymore. Oh, it's right here. Okay. One moment while I reattach my stitch marker. All right. So, the last time that I actually was working on it, I was about halfway through the gusset. I have finished the gusset, I have finished the foot, and I am now working on finishing off the toe. This sock is 8 rows away from being done. Well, 8 rows and a seam. And I'm kind of scared of the seam because I have never done a Kitchener stitch. I've never even seen what a Kitchener stitch is. I just know that it's coming up and I'm gonna have to learn it. But anyway, found the sock, worked on it all day today during my workshop at the virtual conference I'm attending. We'll finish it tomorrow, and then I don't know, maybe I'll stitch, maybe I'll I really should stitch because I am so far behind on the temperature stitch along that's not even funny. But I will definitely finish this one tomorrow, and I might start the second one. I don't know. Okay, I have a finish for you guys. Right? So I think last week I told you the story of the Traveling Humbug. Humbug. Connect, camera, connect. There we go, the humbug. That Sea Dragon's Lair so graciously shared with me. I started and finished it. So, here we go. Ta-da! There is my humbug. He's so cute. The only thing I did differently, not usually one for mods, but this, the wings were actually the exact same color as the fabric originally, so I modified them, and instead of 822, they are 415, so that you can see them. I'm gonna put him up there again. There's my humbug. So now, my part of the Traveling Humbug is almost done. And this is where you folks come in. I need to pass this on. There are a few rules. If you get it, you have to stitch it. You have to post a picture of it, preferably to Instagram if you've got it. And you have to pass it on. 3 things that you have to do. So, I got it. I stitched it. If you go over to my Instagram, at DNA Geek Crafts, there's a picture of it. And now I am ready to pass it on. So, I need one of you lucky folks to take this off my hands. Here's what I'm going to do. Comment on this video. Please. You can comment on this video if you don't, even if you don't want to get the Traveling Humbug. But if you would like to receive the Traveling Humbug, make sure that somewhere in your comment the word humbug comes up. And next Tuesday, before I record, I will randomly draw from all of the comments on this video to see who will receive the Traveling Humbug next. That's it. Just comment below. Say, hey, I like the humbug. Hey, I want the humbug. Bah humbug. Whatever you want to do. Just hit that little comment button and you could be the next recipient. After that, I will just ask whoever receives it to send me their email address via email, which I will provide, and we'll go from there, and it will be your turn. If you're concerned about the time commitment, it's a 3x3 on 14 count. I did it on 16 count, so it's even smaller than that. I did this in a night, few hours. It's not a complicated pattern. So, plans for this week. I am still in the middle of my beaches and flamingos, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere week. So I will continue working on Defying Gravity and the flamingo, the high tides and good vibes. And hopefully tomorrow, 1 minute, I forgot the patterns again. Okay, let's try again. So, Defying Gravity, high tides and good vibes. Maybe I'll work on the Dimensions kit. Don't hold your breath. And hopefully the stuff will come in for these. I ordered it. It's supposed to be here last I checked tomorrow, but we are getting quite the winter storm right now. so excited that I'm attending a virtual conference all week and I didn't have to drive to work in this. But yes, I have the fabric supposed to arrive for one of these three. And if you have an opinion on which one I should stitch, please let me know. But these are hands-on designs, flamingo Christmas ornaments from Christmas 2020. So we have Fa-la-la-mingo, Flamingo all the way, or Flamingo Bells, which is just super fun to say. And I love that the flamingo is wearing candy cane striped stockings. So yeah, I don't know which one of those I'm going to work on, but I will work on one of those. Maybe more than one if I get really stitchy. Who knows? But those are the projects I'm planning to work on this week. Magical Stitches is a single theme this week. Excuse me, single theme. The theme is a project that you're stuck on, 1,000 stitches. And, I mean, I can definitely get Defying Gravity to that because I can't seem to put it down. Now that I'm starting to make real progress on it, it's kind of stuck in my head. So the goal this week is 1,000 stitches on Defying Gravity. High tides and good vibes. And one of the flamingo ornaments. And finish my sock. And that's it. That's all I have for you. Again, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to those of you who commented on my most recent video. Oh, life update. I don't know how I almost forgot to tell you guys this. Guys, folks, not guys, folks. I'm working on it. I don't know how I forgot to tell you about this because it was probably the single best thing that happened to me all weekend. I got back in the dance studio. My knees held up. Granted, it's just little light stuff. I'm not doing anything taxing. I'm in the ballroom studio and we're doing a beginner tap. So there was a little bit of hopping and jumping. And yeah, my knees held up. And I had a lot of fun. And it was so good to be back. Yeah. So that's all I really wanted to share. So for reals now, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you to those who commented. Thank you and hello to my new subscribers this week. Thank you for the likes. It really does, especially comments where I get a chance to interact with you and know that you're out there, feels really good. So yeah, if you're so inclined, thank you very much. Keep them coming, especially this week, especially if you want to get the Traveling Humbug. And that's really all I've got. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that I hope you all stay safe and stay healthy. And I'll see you next time.